Okay, so I saw this post. It said which Red album is clearing. So if I only have to pick one out of all these, I'm definitely giving it to Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope album. That is like a top two album of all time for me. And so some of my favorite songs on there, You is Criminally Underrated, and then What About was a song about domestic violence and the way that she portrayed that, and you know how open she was to talk about the topic and stuff like that. That vulnerability I really do appreciate. You had some great stuff like Got Till It's Gone with Q-Tip as well. Together Again was a smash international hit about her friends who passed away from AIDS, and that was kind of just a tribute moment to them, so I could appreciate that as well. And then I really like stuff like Special. I feel like that song doesn't really get enough, but it's really just encompassing what the whole album is about, because the album is called The Velvet Rope, and velvet ropes are used to let some people in, and some people are going to be left out by that. And so she was just saying, like, you can't try to forget about your past or try to scrub it or act like it doesn't matter. That's something that you have to confront, and that's what the whole album was basically about. So I really enjoyed that. Free Zone has always been a favorite for me off of this album as well. I Get Lonely, I think that's one of the best R&B songs to ever be recorded. So I think there's a lot to like about this album, so that is by far my number one. If I have to pick a few more to give like a top five for you, Mariah Carey's first Christmas album is excellent. I think it's the best Christmas album of all time, honestly, especially with stuff like her rendition of Oh Holy Night. It's just absolutely incredible, and that's the only version of Oh Holy Night I'll listen to, and it's because the arrangement didn't sound like it was from 1812. Like, she said, y'all gonna be awake when I'm performing, and so she did exactly what had to be done that with, so like, it was just a neat. All I Want for Christmas Is You is an original song written by Mariah. A lot of people don't know that she wrote that song, but she did, and that is just an incredible Christmas moment. And she also has some other original songs in here, like Miss You Most at Christmas Time. That one tends to be a fan favorite. And she also wrote a song called Jesus Born in This Day, which I appreciate. One song I feel like is really underrated on here is her version of Jesus, Oh What a Wonderful Child. I thought that that was excellent. I love the live version of Joy to the World. And then I have to mention her version of Christmas Baby Please Come Home. She ate Darlene Love up so bad, it's actually kind of ridiculous. And then Aaliyah Self-Titled, one of my favorite albums of all time, might be the best self-titled album of all time. If you let me tell it, sorry. Try Again, smash it, we know it, we love it. Number one solely off of radio airplay. More Than a Woman was excellent. Rock the Boat is a classic, we know it, we love it. What If, I really liked seeing her get into that rock bag as well, so I feel like there was a lot to like about this album. I really do. And then Fionaapple Won the Pond. This has grown on me. A lot of people say it's her best album. I disagree with that, but it's a great album. Especially with stuff like Paper Bag, He Said It's All in Your Head, and I Said So Is Everything, but He Didn't Get It. Oh, She Ate. And then I really enjoyed stuff like Fast As You Can, just has a New York feel to it as well as the rest of the album does, in my opinion. And then I even enjoyed stuff like A Mistake, for example, Limp. Like, this album has a really great feel to it. Gotta be like a comfort album for me, honestly. And I just now saw Red Taylor's version on here. Great album. And so there's a lot of bonus tracks. And so some of my favorite bonus tracks on there, kind of starting off with that. I really like Nothing New with Phoebe Bridgers. I liked her version of Babe. The regular songs, Begin Again is like one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs ever. And so I just thought it was cool. I really like the bridge on there as well. The Lucky One, I feel like, is underrated off of this album. Treacherous was an amazing song on this album as well. I love the bridge, one of her best. Stop Beautiful Tragic grew on me a lot. I used to not care for it, but I like it now a lot. Starlight is incredible with that guitar solo. Y'all gotta pay Starlight its respect. I'm sorry. And then picking one more album to kind of finish everything out. Give it to Anti by Rihanna. It was a really good album. A lot of people think it's her best album. I would agree with that, honestly. So some of my favorite songs on here, Close to You, that might be my favorite Rihanna song, honestly. I just thought that that was a really beautiful piece. It's something different that we typically don't hear from her. James Joint was such a great interlude. Consideration was SZA 8. Needed Me, iconic. Yeah, I Said It was a great moment. Never Ending is something that I feel like is underrated as well. So yeah, if I have to pick one, giving it to The Velvet Rope. But those are like my favorites out of all these. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Why do they keep sneaking Camila Cabello on these? I just noticed that she was here again. They sneak her on there, or they sneak JLo on there somewhere. What? I always notice this at the end. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and let's continue that discussion.